While many people adhere to certain behaviors and societal standards without questioning them, Sigma men constantly question the reasoning behind these norms. These independent thinkers often have a unique perspective on the world, and some things that others consider normal are illogical to them. From superficial social customs to confusing daily routines, Sigma men find themselves puzzled by things that others accept without question. If you are a Sigma man, you will definitely relate to these 7 absurd things that don't make sense. Number 1, when people assume you are boring just because you are quiet. It is strange how quickly people judge others based on their level of talkativeness. Some people believe that being quiet automatically makes you boring, but who decided that? Being quiet does not mean being dull, in fact. It often indicates deep thinking in Sigma men. For those who enjoy hearing and taking in information, silence is not empty but rather filled with ideas, deep thinking, and creativity. While some may see silence as awkward, Sigma men find it comforting and important. They don't feel the need to constantly talk just to please others. Why does one need to be loud to be engaging? Sigma men find this puzzling. A quiet person may have interesting hobbies, clever humor, or profound insights, even if they don't share them openly. Everything doesn't mean you don't have. Sigma men find value in engaging in meaningful conversations, prioritizing depth over superficiality. They carefully choose when to speak and do so with intention and clarity. Quiet individuals tend to have a deeper inner world, with rich thoughts and experiences that may not be immediately apparent. These individuals often have intriguing stories to share, which they do with select individuals. Sigma men value quality over quantity, preferring to communicate with substance in a few select words rather than a long-winded speech. A pointless discussion about whether their environment is calm or noisy, dull or interesting. They are not trying to impress anyone. Secondly, being afraid of criticism from unfamiliar people. Do you recall when you were a child and didn't care if you were covered in dirt, had messy hair, or sang loudly in public? Sigma males carry this carefree mentality into adulthood. It is not about defying societal expectations or being rebellious, but about living genuinely and without regret. Just imagine the liberation of being truly yourself. A Sigma man doesn't stress about blending in or worrying about how they appear to others. If someone gives them a strange look, they don't waste time wondering if they made a fashion mistake or if their haircut looks bad. They simply don't let random opinions affect their self-assurance. Sigma men focus on how they view themselves and how their loved ones view them, rather than seeking validation from strangers. While others may fret about being liked at a party, Sigma men simply don't understand the need for it. Be liked by everyone, not everyone has to. Be your friend, and that's perfectly okay. Seeking acceptance from strangers is a waste of time. They'd rather be real and true to themselves than try to fit a mold and impress people they don't even plan on seeing again, even on social media. People are obsessed with likes, comments, and followers. Sigma men can't wrap their heads around it. Why should the opinion of someone who just scrolled past your photo matter more than your own happiness and comfort? To Sigma men, the answer is simple: live your truth and let others think what they want. The real you is far more important than a polished version that meets someone else's standards. Imagine all the energy you'd save if you didn't care about scoring approval from strangers. Sigma men focus on being happy and authentic. They trust their instincts and surround themselves with people who value them for who they are. Whether someone likes them or not doesn't affect their day or their self-worth. They're not living for others, they're living for themselves. Number 3, spending beyond your means. And to impress others, we buy things we don't need with money we don't have to impress people we don't like. This famous quote from Dave Ramsey's book, The Total Money Makeover, perfectly sums up the ridiculousness of materialism and consumerism in our society. People take out loan, swipe those credit cards, and run up debt just for fancy clothes, flashy cars, and luxurious vacations, all to post about it on social media or impress people they barely know. They crave those head-turning moments and fleeting admiration from people who don't even really matter. They go broke for brands, flaunting labels like trophies, as if people's respect can be bought at the store. Sigma men just can't understand this logic. Why spend all that effort and resources to impress people who don't even know the real you? This just screams desperation and insecurity, which are two things Sigma men avoid at all costs. It's pointless to trade financial peace for temporary admiration. Investing in real happiness and self-worth is priceless. You don't need to break the bank to shine. True fulfillment comes from within, not from the validation of others. Just because society says it's normal or expected doesn't mean it makes sense to Sigma men. They march to the beat of their own drum, and that includes questioning things that others may blindly accept. They don't feel the need to follow the latest trends or prove anything to anyone. Flashy stuff doesn't impress them. What counts more are integrity, intelligence, and individuality. So when they see people buying unnecessary stuff just to get a few compliments or likes on social media, they can't help but shake their heads. Number 4, unnecessary social formality. Sigma men find it ridiculous how people put so much time and energy into meaningless social formalities. Think about it. Have you ever had a long email chain with gradings and sign-offs, even when you're just confirming a date? Sigma men find this a bit absurd. Why not just get to the point? Why spend more words than needed? It's almost like people are adding extra fluff just to sound nice. Sigma men choose efficiency over form every single time. What's really important to them is honesty and clarity, not dressing up their words to make them sound pretty. It's like there's this unwritten rule book that everyone follows, where you have to say and do certain things to fit in. Sigma men don't need all this fluff. They prefer genuine connections and straightforward conversations. No need for saying "how are you" when you're not really interested in the answer, or pretending to care about the weather just to fill awkward silences. Why go through the motions of hollow pleasantries when you could be having a real dialogue. Sigma men would rather get straight to the point if they want to thank someone. They'll do it earnestly, not just because they're supposed to. They'd rather skip the fake smiles and meaningless exchanges and get to the heart of what really matters. It's not that they're rude or lack manners. They just see through the superficial stuff and want to cut to the chase. It's about quality over quantity. Do you want to spend your time saying the same generic stuff to everyone, or do you want meaningful chats with a few people? Sigma men choose the latter. They see the world differently and don't see the point in following traditions that make absolutely no sense. Number 5, going back to someone who broke your heart. How many guys have you seen go back to someone who broke their heart only to get hurt again? The truth is way too many. After a breakup, some guys can't help but keep thinking about their ex. They replay memories in their mind, and sometimes they even humiliate themselves by begging for another chance. They think maybe things will change, maybe this time will be different, but it rarely is. Sigma men just don't get it. Why go back to someone who showed they don't value you? Past actions speak louder than empty promises. If someone broke your heart once, there's a good chance they'll do it again. These men would rather move on and focus on people who truly appreciate them. Going back is like reopening a wound. Sure, it might feel familiar, but it's also going to hurt again. Sigma men will go the saying, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. They don't give second chances to someone who's already shown their true colors. Staying stuck in the past keeps you from future happiness. The world is full of people who might actually deserve your love and attention. Sigma men keep moving forward, learning from the past, but not letting it define their future. I think it's ridiculous to repeat the same mistakes hoping for a different outcome. Going back to an ex is like rereading a bad chapter in a book expecting the story to change. It's pointless. Sigma men would simply flip the page and start a new chapter. Self-respect and personal dignity are way more important to them than clinging to a past that's already proven to be hurtful. Number 6, following trends without question. Why do people blindly follow trends? Just because something is popular doesn't mean it's good or right. Sometimes it feels like people are afraid of standing out or being different, so they just go along with whatever everyone else is doing. That's because they care too much about what others think. While it's great to keep an open mind, Sigma men don't just jump on the bandwagon. They question, they analyze, and they form their own opinions. They are independent thinkers who aren't influenced by fads or peer pressure. Trends come and go, but their own values and beliefs remain constant. Take fashion trends, for example. 1 year ripped jeans are all the rage, and the next it's all about sleek tailored pants. Sigma men couldn't care less. They wear what they like and what's comfortable, not what an influencer tells them what's cool, or active following trends without question often leads to regret. You end up with a closet full of clothes you don't like, gadgets you don't need, or photos you don't want to be reminded of. That's why Sigma men prefer to keep a low profile and avoid any unnecessary attention. It's better to watch everyone than to be watched by everyone. Number 7, believing everything on the internet. People are funny sometimes. They think it must be true if it's on the or pops up in a Google search. Just because something is online doesn't make it a fact. The internet is full of fake news and wrong information, but some people don't seem to question it, while others are quick to believe everything they see. Sigma men don't take everything at face value. They're naturally skeptical and always dig a little deeper if they read something online. They double check it. Some people, where companies have an agenda, and they'll say anything to push it. Think about it. Anyone can write anything online. Even on social media, people share things without checking if they're true. Sigma men aren't fooled by clickbait headlines. They look for reliable sources, like trusted new or experts in the field. Not everything can be explained with a quick Google search. Some things require more research and critical thinking. Then there are internet rumors. Remember the story about the world ending in 2012, or how sitting too close to the TV makes you go blind. Sigma men laugh at these. They're always asking, where's the proof? They don't buy into popular myths just because everyone else does. Even product reviews can be tricky. Some companies pay for fake positive reviews. Sigma men read the bad reviews too and check if the reviewers sound real. They want the truth, not some sales pitch. Believing everything online can lead to poor choices. Fake health tips, bad financial advice, and even scams are out there. Sigma men take online info with a grain of salt. They use their common sense and verify facts before making decisions, whether it's buying a product or forming an opinion.